You ever wonder just how far we can push ourselves as humans? I mean, we're so good at breaking barriers, breaking records, breaking atoms, breaking into space. But there are some walls, no matter how hard we try, that seem impossible to knock down. Let me walk you through 5 of them. Not like a lecture, though, more like musings. Call it a thought experiment. 1. The ceiling of physical strength and endurance. Sometimes I stare at Olympic athletes and think, wow, that's superhuman. But is it? Strip away the medals and the glory, and what you have is a body working as close to its biological limits as it can get. There's a cap on what muscles can do, how much oxygen we can process, and how much strain our bones can take before they shatter. We've tried to cheat the system. Steroids, altitude training, even rumors of gene editing in sports, but it's all temporary. Technology sure helps. An exoskeleton might let you carry 200 pounds like it's a backpack, but is that still you doing the lifting? Even with breakthroughs in biomechanics, the raw, unmodified human body has limits. We'll never sprint like cheetahs or deadlift skyscrapers. But maybe we shouldn't need to. Pushing against the edge is exciting, but would breaking through it leave us behind? 2. Escaping entropy, fighting the universe's clock. You know what really messes with my head? No matter what we do, the universe is like, yeah, enjoy your fun, but everything's falling apart eventually. Entropy, the great cosmic buzzkill. We burn through energy like it's infinite, making things, destroying things, rebuilding them. But every action costs us a little more order. Even if we harness stars or tap into black holes for energy, entropy is still ticking away in the background. The heat death of the universe isn't a movie title. It's a fact. We can slow it down, but never stop it. The universe doesn't play fair. So, do we rage against the dying of the light, or do we learn to live beautifully with what we've got? 3. Mortality, the forever countdown. Death, the end-all, be-all of human limits. Sure, we've come a long way, medicine, transplants, maybe even anti-aging treatments on the horizon. Some folks dream of uploading consciousness into machines, living forever as digital echoes of ourselves. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if you could cheat death, you'd still face the fear of it. Or worse, the monotony of immortality. Can you imagine living forever and running out of things to care about? There's something poetic about mortality. It gives life urgency. It gives love meaning. Still, I can't help but wonder, if we ever do overcome death, what kind of beings will we become? Certainly not human, right? 4. Perfect knowledge, the stuff we'll never know. You ever feel like the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know? Turns out that's not just a feeling, it's reality. Gödel's incompleteness theorems prove there will always be questions we can't answer, truths we can't prove. And then there's Heisenberg with his uncertainty principle, reminding us we can never know everything about a particle's position and speed at the same time. This isn't just physics. Think about the human brain. Consciousness is still a mystery. We can map synapses and study behavior, but the why behind self-awareness? A total enigma. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the mystery keeps us curious, keeps us striving. Still, it's frustrating, isn't it? Knowing we'll never know it all? 5. Emotional and cognitive bias, the shadow of being human. Here's one that feels closer to home. No matter how advanced we become, how much we learn, how many algorithms we build, we're still slaves to our emotions and biases. Think about it. We know what logical thinking looks like, yet our decisions are shaped by fear, pride, love, jealousy, you name it. Cognitive shortcuts like stereotyping or overconfidence are baked into our brains because they were useful for survival. Trouble is, they don't always work in a complex world. We can train ourselves, sure. Study mindfulness, take implicit bias tests, design AI to counteract our mistakes, but deep down, we're always going to be human, emotional, flawed, and maybe that's okay. It's what makes our choices mean something. Still, it's a limit we bump into every single day. So what do we do with limits? Thinking about these boundaries, I can't help but feel a little humbled. We've built skyscrapers, conquered diseases, sent robots to other planets, and yet, there are some walls we might never scale. But maybe that's the beauty of it. Limits don't have to be cages. They're challenges. They make us creative. They remind us we're part of something bigger, something we can't control or fully understand. So, the question isn't, will we overcome these limits? It's what will we do with them? Because as frustrating as it is to hit a ceiling, maybe the struggle to reach it is what makes us human in the first place.